Hi all, I'm Kate Curtin, and this is part two of the final project, where I reflect on watching myself review the results of the GAD-7 with my volunteer client. Um, just want to say that reviewing the video and audio of the sessions and practicum and internship is something that I'm really, really not looking forward to. I understand that it's important and necessary to learn, but I still hate it. And I realized that um, my fears, um, my fears are real, and I did not like this at all. Um, well, let's dive in. What I noticed. My body language, I tend to lean in and nod in general in conversations, and I definitely was doing that in this session. And it felt congruent with person-centered values of empathy and warmth. There were moments where I looked nervous, and it's probably because I was nervous. Just knowing that I would be like watching it back just made me a little more self-aware than I wanted to be. And I noticed that I became a little more nervous when I was transitioning between different topics when discussing the results. Um, and I'm still learning. This is new, so it's not a big deal. But I did show nerves occasionally. My tone was pretty gentle, and I felt like that aligned with creating a safe space. And I tried to just make sure that my tone, there's no judgment in it. Um, I paused a lot in the sessions, um, and I'm not sure if it was too much or not, but I definitely noticed that there were times where I'd freeze a little bit. But I also think that it gave my client time to reflect and think about what they wanted to say. Um, in terms of internal dialogue, I did wonder if there were times when, am I saying too much? Am I interpreting too much? And I just wanted to be sure to um, stay focused on a person-centered approach and not wanting to impose like my professional opinion on my client. I just wanted to stay open and be able to um, allow my client to um, have insights of their own. And I just wanted to stay curious and help them to find that information. Yeah, I had to like remind myself to like not try to be helpful and just to be there and work through this assessment with them and not lead them at all. Um, But I did notice that in terms of theoretical orientation, um, I was able to settle in pretty quickly and sort of embody the orientation um, and not have to think too much about it. It feels fairly like intuitive to just be able to uh, sit with a person and help them to draw draw their own conclusions and help them to work through the information. Um, Yeah, and it felt fairly easy um, to be empathetic and create a environment of like the unconditional positive regard that person-centered talks about. Um, and even though I really did not like reviewing the video, um, it did help me to see that there were times when it felt fairly effortless to work with a client in a person-centered approach um, and just sort of be in that moment um, with them. So I feel like overall this was really valuable. It was difficult and it was uncomfortable, but I feel like I'm walking away um, with a little more confidence and a little more insight in how I want to show up. Um, yeah, thanks so much. This was weird, but helpful.